Good morning. I think I'm audible to you. Can somebody confirm?
No, we're
All
not
right.
receiving
Okay.
any audio.
Hello? Yes? All right. So I gave you a break of almost 20 minutes now so that I hope you have developed from then to posterior mediastinum. So quickly, see, this is going to be a little longish lecture. We will go very slow so that longish, not very longish, but we'll try to finish it by 11:05, 11:10, maybe 11:15. And after that, your demonstration is going to start at 11:30, not before that. So that is the plan. After that, you have a 11:30 to 10 to 11. So 12 to 1, you have an interactive session. So we'll try to finish it by 11:15 so that you get enough time to discuss your problems with the table teachers. All right. So coming to the topic for today, it's quite packed region for the reason that there are a lot many things over here. And you already by now know the limits of the posterior mediastinum. So can somebody confirm what are the boundaries of posterior mediastinum? Roll number 221, Suryansh Tiwari, who has just entered. He is the most fresh person. Suryansh Tiwari. Suryansh Tiwari, what are the boundaries of posterior mediastinum?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Badai.
Sir,
boundaries
of posterior. Yes, sir. Sir, posterior mediastinum. If sir posteriorly, sir, it is bounded by the lower 8 thoracic vertebrae, and on the
Lower
anterior
8 means,
side.
Lower 8 means which
Yes,
one?
sir.
Lower 8 means which ones?
Sir, thoracic vertebrae.
So कौन से lower 8 भाई? तो mediastinum तो thorax में है, so will
yes, sir, from T4 to T12.
So T4 भी included है इसमें posterior mediastinum में?
T4.
Answer has to be
T4,
yes or no?
Sir, no, sir.
तो फिर कौन सा है?
चूंकि सर 8 है तो हाँ तो T4 इंक्लूडेड होगा सर, T4 से T12.
ओके. सो और सुपीरियर mediastinum के बाउंड्रीज बताइए, आगे क्या होता है, पीछे क्या होता है?
सर जैसे एंटीरियरली सर उसमें होते हैं मैन्यूब्रस स्टर्नाई होती है, एंड पोस्टीरियरली जो अपर 4 जो थोरैसिक वर्टिब्रे होते हैं वो होते हैं, एंड सुपीरियरली जो होते हैं सर प्लेन ऑफ थोरैसिक इनलेट होता है, और लैटरल साइड जो देखे उस पे मीडियम
खाली आगे और पीछे बताना है. तो पीछे क्या बोला आपने, विच वर्टिब्रे?
सर सुपीरियर मीडियस्टिनम की.
हाँ उसी की बात कर रहे हैं.
हाँ सर पोस्टीरियरली सर अपर 4 thoracic vertebrae.
Okay, so what will be the posterior limit of which vertebrae will be forming the posterior boundaries of the inferior mediastinum or posterior mediastinum?
Sorry, sir.
Which vertebrae?
Sir, can you repeat, sir?
मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि अपर सुपीरियर mediastinum का आपने posterior limit बना दिया, अब मैं पूछ रहा हूँ posterior mediastinum का posterior limit में कौन से vertebrae हैं?
पोस्टीरियर mediastinum का सर पोस्टीरियर पे सर वही जो पोस्टीरियर mediastinum का पोस्टीरियर पे सर जो बताया लोअर 8 thoracic vertebrae सर फ्रॉम T4 टू T12.
एक सेकंड, आपने बोला अब सुपीरियर mediastinum का posterior बाउंड्री में यहाँ से यहाँ तक वर्टिब्रा है. सो जो पोस्टीरियर मीडियास्टम है उसकी पोस्टीरियर बाउंड्री में कौन कौन से वर्टिब्रा हैं?
सर
लोअर रेडियस
पोस्टीरियर मीडियस्टम की पोस्टीरियर बाउंड्री, यस सर मैं समझ गया सर। तो सर उस पे होंगे मतलब सर T5 T6 से ऐसे करके T12 तक।
हाँ, तो अभी तो आप T4 भी इंक्लूड करा दिया था ना आपने।
हाँ सॉरी सर।
आपको ये डायग्राम दिख रहा है अपनी स्क्रीन के सामने?
जी सर दिख रहा है।
तो इसमें भी तो साफ दिख रहा है T4 वर्टिब्रा है। अब तो हम थोरैक्स खत्म करने पे आ गए हैं, तो आपको ये लिमिट तो बहुत क्लियर होना चाहिए ना। This is how we divide the thorax in the mediastum into two parts principally, one which is the superior mediastum and one below which is the inferior mediastum. And because of the heart and the pericardium, the area in front is the anterior mediastum and the area behind is the posterior mediastum. Okay.
Yes sir.
So anterior limit of the okay. So today the area of interest is this area. So the posterior mediastum का anterior limit क्या होगा? सूर्यनाथ तिवारी, आप ही से सवाल है।
जी सर, पोस्टीरियर मीडियस्टम का एंट्री लिमिट सर जो ट्रैकिया होंगी, पल्मोनरी वेसल्स होंगी, द पेरिकार्डियम ऑफ द हार्ट होगा एंड
ट्रेकिया कितने होते हैं? एक ही होता है ना ट्रेकिया तो? हेलो
यस सर, क्या? यस सर।
आपने आगे क्या क्या होता है बोला आपने?
यस सर, एंटीरियर, आपने एंटीरियर बाउंड्री पूछी सर, वो बताया।
आपने क्या बताया? मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ, मैंने जो बताया मुझे मालूम है, आपने जो बताया वो बताइए।
यस सर, पोस्टीरियर मीडियस्टम की सर एंटीरियर बाउंड्री सर पेरिकार्डियम ऑफ द हार्ट होगा सर एंड
पेरिकार्डियम तो आगे पीछे सब जगह पेरिकार्डियम ही है, तो
सर
पेरिकार्डियम तो यहाँ पे भी है।
जी सर, पर जो पोस्टीरियरली अगर से हम देखें सर, जो मीडियस्टिनम है, पोस्टीरियर मीडियस्टिनम सर, उसके वो एंटीरियर बाउंड्री मतलब एंटीरियरली बाउंडेड है सर, वो पेरिकार्डियम ऑफ द हार्ट से।
अरे भाई वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ, पेरिकार्डियम तो आगे भी है, हार्ट के आगे साइड में भी है, नीचे भी पेरिकार्डियम है। सो व्हाट इज स्पेशल अबाउट द पेरिकार्डियम व्हिच इज जो मैं समझूं कि एंटी एलिमेंट बनाएगा पोस्टीरियर मीडियस्टम का?
सर क्योंकि सर जो ह्यूमन हार्ट होता है वो सर बेसिकली इट इज प्रेजेंट इन द
अरे हम ह्यूमन
मिडल
की
मीडियस।
बात कर रहे हैं, हम जानवर की बात तो यहाँ करते ही नहीं कभी भी। सो डोंट से ह्यूमन एंड एनिमल।
यस सर।
बोलो।
हाँ तो सर जो सर द हार्ट इज प्रेजेंट इन द मिडल मीडियस्टिनम, सो यस सर, इट इज ऑल द वे इट इज बाउंडेड फ्रॉम द दिस पेरिकार्डियम. So sir, anteriorly, since the posterior mediastinum is between the pericardium and this the thoracic vertebrae, so anteriorly it is bounded by the pericardium of the heart.
पेरिकार्डियम के अंदर क्या होगा जो कि पोस्टीरियर मीडियस्टम को फेस कर रहा है?
सॉरी सर, अभी समझ नहीं आया सर, आई डिडंट गेट द क्वेश्चन.
मैंने ये पूछा कि पेरिकार्डियम के अंदर क्या है?
सर जो पेरिकार्डियम है सर, उसके दो है, फाइब्रस है, उसके अंदर सेरस पेरिकार्डियम सर.
मैं वही आपको बार बार पूछने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, ये तो आपके हार्ट के चारों तरफ है। तो अगर हम बोले कि पोस्टीरियर मीडियस्टम का एंटीरियर बाउंड्री में पेरिकार्डियम है, तो बड़ा बड़ा नॉन स्पेसिफिक सा आंसर है, क्योंकि पेरिकार्डियम तो उसके आगे भी है, हार्ट के एंटी सरफेस में भी पेरिकार्डियम है। तो क्या एंटी सरफेस ऑफ पेरिकार्डियम, यहाँ पे ये पेरिकार्डियम भी एंटी बाउंड्री बनाएगा पोस्टीरियर मीडियस्टम की? क्या ये वाला पेरिकार्डियम भी एंटी बाउंड्री बनाएगा पोस्टीरियर मीडियस्टम की? हाँ या ना में जवाब दीजिए। तो फिर आपने बोला पेरिकार्डियम, तो पेरिकार्डियम तो इज नॉट द स्पेसिफिक आंसर।
यस सर, स्पेसिफिक नहीं है सर,
गलत भी नहीं है, लेकिन वेग आंसर है, इट इज नॉट एन आंसर व्हिच इज एक्सेप्टेबल फ्रॉम यू।
यस
तो मैंने पूछा पेरिकार्डियम के अंदर क्या है, आपने कहा सीरियस पेरिकार्डियम, वो भी चारों तरफ है। तो सीरियस पेरिकार्डियम के अंदर क्या है जो कि इस सरफेस को फेस करेगा?
Yes, sir.
नहीं यस सर और मैं तो आपको बताना है यस सर,
हाँ.
नॉट द आंसर.
Sir, actually network issue है. Sir, can you repeat the question, sir?
नेटवर्क इशू कोई भी नहीं है, इशू कुछ और का प्रॉब्लम है. प्रॉब्लम मैं पूछ रहा हूँ आपसे, द एंटीरियर लिमिट. अब मैं बिल्कुल डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूँ, आप डायरेक्टली जवाब दीजिए उसका. विच
जी, sir.
सरफेस ऑफ द हार्ट फेसेस पोस्टीरियर मीडियास्टम?
So, which surface of the heart? Sir, सर जो पोस्टीरियर वाला जो सरफेस होगा हार्ट का वो.
तो ये तो सिंपल सा सवाल है, इसमें क्या सोचने की बात है. हार्ट का जो पीछे वाला सरफेस है, सो व्हाट फॉर्म्स द पोस्टीरियर सरफेस ऑफ द हार्ट?
सर जो सर पोस्टीरियर सरफेस ऑफ द हार्ट जो है सर वही जो वहाँ का जो लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल है, लेफ्ट ऑरिकल है, वो सब फॉर्म करेंगे.
अच्छा, अभी ना एक काम करना आप, अभी आपका वैसे तो डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन भी है, इंटरेक्टिव सेशन भी है, पर किताब खोल लो, आप पढ़ना शुरू कर दो, क्योंकि 30 तारीख को आपका पार्ट एग्जाम भी है. मुझे लग नहीं रहा आपने कुछ पढ़ाई शुरू की है ठीक से अभी, या आपको कुछ समझ आया है. हाँ जी सुरेश तिवारी.
सर मैं अभी आगे बता भी रहा था कि सर वो स्पेसिफिक आंसर नहीं है एक्चुअली पेरिकार्डियम, वो बात सही
तो
है.
क्यों
अभी
नहीं
उसमें
बता रहे
और भी
बेटा?
बाउंड्रीज
किसने
होती
रोका
हैं.
है आपको ना बताने के लिए रोका है किसी ने आपको?
नो सर.
आप नॉन स्पेसिफिक आंसर बताने की कोशिश क्यों करते हो? तो मेरा एक्चुअली सवाल सिंपल सा ये है, अगर आपसे सीधा सवाल पूछूं, which chamber of the heart forms the posterior surface of the heart? आपने बोला लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल. लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल तो वहां पे कहीं पे नहीं है ना. तो आपने हार्ट नहीं पढ़ा अभी?
सर पढ़ा है सर.
समझ नहीं आया?
आया सर.
हाँ
आया सर.
तो बताओ पोस्टीरियर सरफेस ऑफ हार्ट में कौन सा चैम्बर होता है? ये तो पूछ रहा हूँ, जो समझ आया, या तो फिर आपको गलत समझ आया. समझ तो आया. Which is the chamber of the heart
तो
which
सर
is forming the posterior surface or the base of the heart जिसको बोलते हैं. posterior surface of heart भी वही है.
हाँ तो सर जो ये होता है हमारा इट इज फॉर्म्ड बाय दी डायफ्रागम.
डायफ्राम तो बेटा नीचे है ना, ये तो नीचे इंफीरियर सरफेस होती है ना हार्ट का. कोई बात नहीं, टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करते तुम्हारा भी और मेरा भी और सबका. आप फिर से देखना, यहाँ पे कहीं मिलेगा आपको कोई चैम्बर ऑफ द हार्ट. कौन सा है वो आप देख के बताना, ठीक है? ओके सुधांश. हेलो सुधांश.
यस सर.
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. एक बार देखना फिर समझना, फिर नहीं समझ आएगा तो अभी 11:30 पे जब उसमें पता करना. ऑलराइट, ओके. All right. So anybody else who can quickly contribute to this conversation with about to help me finding the boundaries of the posterior mediastinum? कोई जल्दी से बताएगा? I need a volunteer quickly. Yeah, you can type in the question box also. That's okay. That's all right. Amisha Singh wants to volunteer. Very good. Yes, Amisha, you are unmuted from my end. Bolo.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, sir, this posterior mediastinum is a part of the inferior
Okay, wait.
mediastinum,
We are trying to work out the boundaries of the posterior mediastinum. So we know
Yes,
we
sir.
have the Suransh ने हमें बताया कि posterior limit इसकी है vertebrae from T5 to T12.
Yes, sir.
The imaginary plane which passes anteriorly through the mandibulosternal joint and posteriorly at the joint between the T4 and or disc between T4 and T5 vertebra. So below that is the inferior mediastinum, which we divide into anterior, middle, and posterior.
Middle
And we are trying
posterior,
to
yes.
on posterior mediastinum today. So posterior boundary तो हमें पता लग गया. अब anterior boundary को हम पता करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. तो कौन बनाएगा anterior boundary of the posterior mediastinum?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is formed by the left
बोलो.
atrium.
So it will be formed by something which forms the posterior surface of the heart, which is
Posterior
the left
surface of
atrium.
the
Very
heart.
good. Yes, so posterior
sir.
surface of the heart or the base of the heart is formed by the left atrium. So that is what will be related to this. If you remember, लेफ्ट एट्रियम के पोस्टीरियर रिलेशन में हमने जब डिस्कस किया था वो यही डिस्कस किया था ना, लेफ्ट प्रिंसिपल ब्रोंकस एंड these all the structures. So these are the structures of the posterior mediastinum which are related to the posterior surface of the related posterior to the left atrium, because left atrium lies
Yes, sir.
anterior to the structures which are there in the posterior mediastinum, right? So upper limit ये हो गया imaginary brain, and what about the inferior limit?
So it is formed by the posterior part or dorsal part of the diaphragm.
Yeah, it is formed by the superior surface of the diaphragm. So diaphragm, which is the dome-shaped structure, which you have seen multiple number of times. In the sagittal section, anterior part can be seen to be higher than the posterior and going down. So these are the limits. On either side, of course, we are going to be having the pleura either side, which pleura within which a pleura enclosing the lungs. So on either side is going to be that. Anteriorly हमने बात कर लिया, posteriorly बात कर लिया, upper limit or lower limit. So that is about the posterior mediastinum. And this is a list of the structures which are present in the posterior mediastinum. आप देख ही सकते हो, descending thoracic aorta along with the branches, esophagus, aorta, azygous, hemizygous veins, thoracic duct, lymph nodes, sympathetic chain, and vagus. So we'll try to talk about all these structures in the half an hour time. So let's quickly work on this. So एक हमने बात already कर चुके हैं, azygous and hemizygous system की बात already कर चुके हैं हम ना, we have already done that. So अंकित कुमार बता सकते हो about azygous hemizygous veins के बारे में जल्दी से? अंकित कुमार, अंकित So azygous hemizygous भी होगा हमारे पास. So एक आध फोटो और देखते हैं यहाँ पर. Okay, so this is our aim. Okay, ये वाला diagram में देखते हैं. So this is a diagram which shows to you the structures of the posterior. So in this diagram, this is again the picture of left mediastinum. हमने पहले भी देखा है picture. This is the view of the mediastinum from Ankit Kumar. I'm waiting for you. Ankit. अंकित जी गायब हो गए क्या? नहीं, चलो अभी अंकित बाद में आ जाएगा, तो बाद में बात करते हैं इससे. Let's move on. Okay. So this picture which shows to us is the view of the mediastinum as seen from the left side. So you can see the mammalian sternum in front. We can see this vertebral, the ribs, cut end of the ribs. So this must be the heads of the ribs posteriorly. So this is what we are looking at, the right left view of the mediastinum. So we have seen this line, imaginary line, which is over here, is a line which divides the mediastinum into superior and inferior. And this is the antemediastinum, middle mediastinum, and the posterior mediastinum. So as you can make out, you can see this bifurcation of trachea happening over here behind this, and then the left atrium, of course, is over here, which is going to be the anterior limit, inferior limit is this, and over here posteriorly we have the vertebrae. And let's see another diagram, which is about the view of the posterior mediastinum seen from the left side, right side. Sorry, this is what you can see. The first rib. This is the sternum in front. This, of course, therefore, will be anterior, and this is the cut ends of the ribs. Again, the heads of the ribs, and then the rest of the shaft. So what you can make out is that this is the view of the mediastinum from the right side after we have removed the right lung. So we've removed the right lung and we're watching from the right side only. So this is what we are going to get to see with the person standing with the face towards this side, which is the anterior view. So in this picture, what you can see is that this will be the part of the posterior mediastinum. So this is what is going to form the anterior wall of the posterior mediastinum, and this all is the posterior mediastinum. So this all is the posterior mediastinum. So what are the contents? So posterior mediastinum में ये आपको दिख रहा है जो हमने पहले ही बात किया था, the azygous vein. If you quickly remember, azygous vein दिख रहा है आपको? Ankit Kumar has regretted because he is unable to unmute. Okay, that's okay, Ankit. Ankit, but if you have any problem, you can keep typing how the azygous vein is formed. I will read it and read it out for the whole class. Now, okay. So this is how the azygous vein is going to come, arch over the root of the right lung and then drain into the superior vena cava. So this is superior vena cava. So the contents of the posterior mediastinum, of course, will be all these posterior intercostal nerves and the vessels, which are the tributaries of the superior, this azygos vein, except for first, second, and third, which are going to drain into this vein, which is called a superior intercostal vein, which also drains into the azygos vein, while the first will drain into the brachiocephalic directly. Right. So second, third, and fourth will come over here. First will go directly into the brachiocephalic, right brachiocephalic over here. So that is about it. The posterior intercostal nerves and vessels. Then we have an important structure here. Now this is a view of trying to show you this is a superior view. We are trying to look into the thorax from above, and towards your right is the left of the person. Means you're looking at we made a section. It is not exactly a section because you can see the whole of the rib. In any usual axial skeleton, you will never find one continuous rib. You will always find parts of the rib. So it is a schematic diagram to show you the interior of the thorax as seen from the front above, as seen from above. So this is the left side and this is the right side. So you've made a cut section and you're watching it from above with the foot end of a person. Suppose a person is lying down and you made a section and you are looking from the foot end. So it means you are looking from below up. So I think easily identifiable structures are the body of the vertebra, and then in front of this is a tube over here, muscular tube, which is collapsed, which is the esophagus, and in front is this non-collapsible tube, that is the trachea. And we can see these three major branches which are rising from the aorta. That is this will be what will be this? Can anybody guess? So this is the right side. So this is the brachiocephalic trunk. ये हमारा लेफ्ट कॉमन कैरोटिड हो गया और ये हमारा लेफ्ट सबक्लेविन से आपको ये देख रहा है आर्टरी नीचे जा रहा है, that is the internal thoracic artery. All right, so that is it, and this is the sorry, the brachiocephalic, and this is the right brachiocephalic, left brachiocephalic, right brachiocephalic, left brachiocephalic. This is the formation of the superior vena cava. All right, so and this is the this will be what artery? We guess, anybody can guess this artery? Ankit has typed down all. I'll read it out. Okay. Can anybody guess what is this artery? This is internal thoracic artery. Internal thoracic artery तो ये वाला है ना भाई. This is the right brachiocephalic trunk. हाँ. तो ये actually यहाँ पे जा रहा है ना. तो this must be the subclavian artery now. ये देखो यहाँ से भी वो तो हमारा जो brachiocephalic ये वाला है. This is brachiocephalic, which would have given the common carotid, which have gone up, which we can't see because we have. This is not flipped. This is, we are watching it from below. We are watching it from below. We are watching it from below. So the heart would have been towards us. So ये हमारे branches दिख रहे हैं उसके. This is the brachiocephalic, left common carotid, left subclavian, left. इधर चला गया. ये कौन सा मसल होगा? कोई guess कर सकता है ये वाला मसल? Scalenus anterior है ना. देखो ये subclavian vein हो जाएगा, ये subclavian artery है, तो दोनों के बीच में हमारा scalenus anterior muscle. Very good. Okay, so ये हमारा area of interest आज ये वाला है सारा. This area, all this area. That is the posterior mediastinum, and this is what the inferior limit of the inferior limit of the thorax looks like. And we are actually in this picture we are in the abdomen. हम abdomen में खड़े हैं और ऊपर देख रहे हैं छत की तरफ. छत मतलब हमारा diaphragm, जिसके ऊपर छत के ऊपर हमारा एक और कमरा है. That room which is called as the thorax. So this is the view of the diaphragm from below, that is from the abdominal side. And you can make out these three openings which has prominent openings which are there. One is for the inferior vena cava, one is for the esophagus, one is for the aorta. And this muscle, diaphragmatic muscle, is attached all along the margins. से पूरा margin पे attach है. ऐसे पूरा margin पे attach है. और इसके दो बड़े-बड़े muscular extensions होते हैं which are called as the crus of the diaphragm. This is the right crus of the diaphragm which goes up to the L2, L3 vertebra तक, L2 तक ही जाता है, L2 vertebra तक जाता है. Whereas this is the right crus of the diaphragm which goes to the L1 L1, L2 तक, this goes a little lower down as you can make out. L3 तक भी जाता है. L3 you can make say L2, L3, L1, L2, L3, and the left crust goes up to the level of L2. So these are the two crude of the diaphragm, which are the thick, big anchorage, which the, so this is the posterior of the diaphragm. We are watching from below. ये हमारा posterior attachment है. तो ये हमारे कुछ ऐसे attachment होते हैं, हम discuss करेंगे इसको tomorrow, day after tomorrow, how the diaphragm is attached. But this is a view from below. All right, so आगे चलते हैं. Now this is a view, another view, which shows to you the, कोई describe कर पाएगा? I think I need some help from somebody. A very interesting picture, which we have taken from the cadaver, which we are using to show, make videos and take pictures to show you the internal structure of the thorax. कोई बताएगा? सुमित बाजिया. सुमित बाजिया. Sumit Baji, you are unmuted from my end.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. बताइए. Now you tell me, इस डायग्राम को देखते हैं, फोटो है ये, और मुझे बताना आपको क्या समझ आ रहा है, क्या नहीं समझ आ रहा है, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Now
sir.
this picture is over here written inferior, and on this side it is written superior. इधर पढ़ रहे हो? superior inferior लिख रहे हैं आपको?
Yes, sir.
हाँ?
Yes, sir.
तो माइक थोड़ा दूर रहो क्या? This is inferior, this is superior. Okay. Now ये क्या चीज हो सकती है, बता सकते हो? इस डायग्राम में क्या है फोटो में? यहाँ पर जो है ये यहाँ पे लिखा है posterior और ये anterior है. As if ये जैसे कि the cadaver is lying down ऐसे, and the superior वाला head end है और inferior वाला इसका toe end है, ठीक है? और ये हमारा, हमने right mediastinum की फोटो खींची है, right mediastinum का फोटो खींचा है यहाँ पे, ठीक है? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
ये डायफ्राम है, ये हार्ट है विद इन द फाइब्रस पेरिकार्डियम. इसका फाइब्रस पेरिकार्डियम काटेंगे तो यहाँ पे अंदर हार्ट निकल आएगा. और ये हमारा सुपीरियर वेने के बाद जो इसमें ड्रेन कर रहा है, और यहाँ के इन्फीरियर वेने के बाद इसमें ड्रेन करेगा इन द राइट एट्रियम. और ये नीचे से आ रही है एजाइगस वेन, और ये जाके ड्रेन कर रही है सुपीरियर वेने के बाद में पीछे से. एंड दीज आर द स्ट्रक्चर्स फॉर्मिंग द रूट ऑफ द राइट लंग. ये हमारा वेन है, यहाँ पे कहीं आर्टरी दिख रही है, और ये हमारा ब्रोंकस कटा हुआ है, थिक वॉल्ड. अच्छा, ये क्या चीज हो सकती है, बता सकते हैं कुछ?
सर फ्रेनिक नर्व.
वेरी गुड. फ्रेनिक नर्व बहुत अच्छा पहचाना आपने. बट इसमें पता है एक प्रॉब्लम क्या है? ये फ्रेनिक नर्व एक्चुअली जाती है यहाँ से आगे से, ये ऐसे जाती है. इट इज टाइटली एडहेरेंट टू ऑलमोस्ट द फाइब्रस पेरिकार्डियम. अभी बिकॉज डिसेक्शन यहाँ पे होगा ना, यहाँ से फ्री हो गई, ये नीचे गिर गई है. Otherwise, in anatomical position, this nerve would have gone in front of the hilum and goes like this, because it enters. ये जो हमारा opening है, ये inferior venicular opening है. So ये inferior venicular opening से नीचे जाती है और diaphragm को नीचे से supply करता है. The phrenic nerve, we can see it going through this opening of the IVC, inferior venicular. Okay, and over here you can see the posterior intercostal nerves and vessels over here. The posterior intercostal nerves vessels. और यहाँ पर एक चीज sympathetic chain जो कि हम discuss करेंगे अभी. So this is the area of our interest today. That is the posterior mediastinum, seen from the right side. ये वाला. अच्छा, ये वाला व्यू दूसरा व्यू है. इस व्यू को बता सकते हो क्या दिख रहा है इसमें? सर
हार्ट.
हाँ, इसमें क्या है? इसमें हम लेफ्ट मीडियास्टम को देख रहे हैं, लेफ्ट साइड से. ये हेड एंड है, ये हमारा इंफीरियर वाला फुट एंड है, ये हमारा डायफ्राम जा रहा है, ठीक है? ये हमारा हार्ट है, हार्ट से निकल रहा है आर्च ऑफ एओर्टा. देन दिस इज द डिसेंडिंग thoracic aorta, एंड दिस इज अ नर्व. ये कौन सी नर्व हो गई?
सर वेगस नर्व.
Yeah, this is the vagus nerve के साथी है, but vagus नहीं है. इसका नाम है phrenic nerve. So phrenic nerve यहाँ पर भी ये it is sticking onto the fibrous pericardium, but यहाँ से dissection होने के बाद it has got freed itself from the surface, and this because of the gravity, क्योंकि ये lying down है ना, तो gravity नीचे लेटा हुआ है. So because of gravity, this vagus will come. So this is phrenic nerve. So this is यही difference है right और left vagus phrenic nerve में. The right phrenic nerve है वो तो हमारा inferior venical opening से अंदर जा रहा था, whereas the left phrenic nerve goes and supplies the diaphragm by piercing it from its superior aspect. So ये हमारा ऐसे जाएगा, इधर से जाके इधर ऐसे. All right? Okay. So thank you. So अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. Okay, okay, okay. अब इस डायग्राम में भी वही व्यू है, ऊपर से देख रहे हैं. These are the openings of which we'll discuss again. This is the phrenic nerve. कौन से phrenic nerve है ये वाला? This one is the left phrenic nerve. Okay. Okay. So this is the right side, this is the left side. These are the openings which we'll discuss. Okay. Right. So अब हम बात करते हैं esophagus का. Now esophagus is a muscular tube which arises from which is a continuation of which is also called आपका food pipe भी है ना, which is the tube which is very active, especially when we are at home. So so this tube, esophageal tube, which is going to continue towards the stomach. So it is a very important tubular structure which lies in the posterior mediastinum, and it is of course because it next से शुरू होगा as a continuation of a tube called as a pharynx. So यहाँ से शुरू होने के बाद it goes and lies in the posterior part of the mediastinum and then pierces the diaphragm and then continues as a stomach in the abdomen. So this tube called as the esophagus, because it has to carry food, it is extremely muscular. And if you have to exactly say which is the starting point, it is the cricoid cartilage. The vertebral level is a cricoid cartilage. Sorry, the landmark is a cricoid cartilage, which over here, cricoid cartilage, which where we have the pharynx continuing into the esophagus, which is at the level of C6 vertebra, cervical vertebra, C6 cervical vertebra पे शुरू होता है, and goes all the way up till the goes, and then we have the esophageal opening in the diaphragm, which is at the level of T10 vertebra, 10 thoracic vertebra. So this is the vertebral limit of the esophagus in the with reference to vertebral limits in the thoracic cavity, and it has few curvatures. We'll say, of course, one curvature it is going to follow is the concavity of the thoracic thoracic part of the vertebral column, which is concave forwards, but it has some lateral curvatures also. We're going to discuss that as well. Right. So now what happens is in this esophagus, which is the length is about. Can you guess the length of this tube? क्या होगा यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक? कोई guess कर सकता है? Any guess? क्या हो सकता है इसका length? Okay, I'm getting choices as 11, 25, 35, 35 to 11, 25, 30, 25, 11, 15, 25 to 35. This is a good guess. 25 to 35. So it is about 25 centimeters long from point of beginning till the termination in the which is, so we say till the beginning of the stomach, which, so that's why we say the esophagus as part of the part below the diaphragm as well, so which we call as the abdominal part of the esophagus. So the length is about 25 centimeters. Okay. So of course it will vary from person to person. It can't be exactly 25. It may be 25.0112 millimeters to something else. So these variations will be there, but broadly it is 25 centimeters. Now, this tube, as I told you, enters the abdomen at the T10 vertebra, and very dense. It has a curvature towards. So if you see from the front, okay, look at this picture. Now this picture shows to you. There are two pictures actually, one after another. This is the pehla wala jo picture hai. You can see this is an anti-view of the thoracic cavity in which the lungs have been removed, the heart has been lifted up, the IVC, inferior vena cava, is being cut. So, and it is being lifted up. इसको हम evert कर रहे हैं. So this is the inferior surface of the diaphragmatic surface of the heart. So when we evert this, हमने ये inferior vena cava opening है heart का, and इसको हमने evert कर दिया, तो ये वाला surface of the heart is which surface? Can anybody guess which surface is this? Okay, base of the heart, but the inferior surface. Inferior तो नहीं है, diaphragmatic भी नहीं है. Diaphragmatic surface तो ये वाला है ना. Diaphragmatic surface तो IVC के आगे होना चाहिए ना. देखो, let me take you the picture back. IVC यहाँ पर, IVC के आगे वाला diaphragmatic surface होना चाहिए. ये तो IVC के इधर है, because we are everting it up. Let's see it again. ये वाला हमने ये IVC को अपने ये वाला चला गया diaphragmatic surface. This is the posterior surface of the heart, or which we also call as the base of the heart. Very good. So this is the posterior, and you can see these openings of the pulmonary veins opening to the left atrium. This is the cavity of the left atrium. So whatever that you see behind now, so because we are behind the left atrium, so whatever that you see is the posterior mediastinum. You can see this trachea divided into two principal bronchi, the right one which is shorter, left one which is longer, more in line, and a little more oblique as compared to the left right one. And you can see these two tubes. One is the esophagus, big thick tube, and behind that is another tube that is the some other tube. We'll discuss that later. But this is the tube which are interested in at the moment, which looks a little more muscular. That is the with these fibers like this. This is the esophagus. So esophagus is this tube going down almost in the center. So this thoracic part, so it has a part which is so how does it enter? See, so it'll have a part. See, whatever that is in the posterior mediastinum. It's simple to remember the structure in the posterior mediastinum. See, posterior mediastinum structures कौन से हो सकते हैं? It can be those structures either coming from above or coming from below, or the some structure which are present here. So the structures coming from above is one of them is esophagus. So esophagus, if it is coming from above, so it is automatically one of the contents of the superior mediastinum also. So it will be there in the superior mediastinum, and then where it passes behind the arch of aorta, as you can see here. Let me see if I have another picture. Okay, so it passes behind the arch of aorta. It passes behind the arch of aorta, and then behind the left atrium. So left atrium के पीछे आ गए तो middle mediastinum में, posterior mediastinum में आ ही गए. So while in the superior mediastinum is there in the arch of aorta, and it will be towards the little to the right of the arch of aorta, as you can see in this picture also. ये हमारा इस पिक्चर में देख लेते हैं, ये वाले में ये हमारा आर्च ऑफ एओर्टा है और यहाँ पे esophagus ये दिख रहा है. This is esophagus. So this is to the right of, this is the left view of the mediastinum. So this is what is the tube, the esophagus. So it lies little to the right, posterior and to the right of the arch of aorta in the superior mediastinum. And then as it reaches the middle mediastinum, posterior mediastinum, now is the posterior mediastinum. So अगर ऊपर से देखें इसके एंटीरियर रिलेशन को, अगर यहाँ से देखते हैं एंटीरियर रिलेशन में देखते हैं इससे क्या क्या मिलेगा हमारे को, कोई बता सकता है? Can somebody quickly write down what are the anterior relations of esophagus? क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? यहाँ पे ऊपर हमारे पास ये क्या ट्यूब है? ओके, ट्रेकिया. वेरी गुड. सो पहले हो गया ट्रेकिया, फिर हमारे पास बिकॉज ये थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट को जाता है तो हमारा यहाँ पर हमने ऊपर वाला पार्ट ट्रेकिया हो गया. फिर हमारे पास ये भी है ना, यहाँ पे देखो, हमने देखा भी था, अभी देखते हैं, फिर से देखते हैं. सॉरी, हाँ, यहाँ पे देखो, ये देखो, ये क्या चीज है? लेफ्ट प्रिंसिपल ब्रोंकस, एसोफेगस यहाँ पे दिख रहा है. तो एंटीरियर रिलेशन में हमारा गया ट्रेकिया ऊपर वाले पार्ट में, और नीचे वाले पार्ट में हमारे पास आ गया एंटीरियर लेफ्ट प्रिंसिपल ब्रोंकस. वेरी गुड. सो और ऊपर क्या होगा? पेरिकार्डियम तो है ऑफ कोर्स एंटीरियरली, और हमारे पास लेफ्ट एट्रियम है, राइट? So these are the structures in relation which will be anterior to the esophagus as it is coming down from above. So ऊपर हमारे पास हो गया trachea, and it passes behind the right and behind and to the right of the arch of aorta, and then descends posterior mediastinum while being to the this tube is the aorta, so while being to the right of the aorta. So right aorta के right में भी है और anterior भी है. और उसके बाद so posterior relation में क्या क्या होंगे इसके? posterior relation में देखो क्या हो सकते हैं, गैस करें. ये वाला डायग्राम देखते हैं। पोस्टीरियर लेशन में क्या हो सकता है इसके? मीडियास्टम वाला पीछे देखते हैं, दैट विल हेल्प। ओके, सो देखो पोस्टीरियर लेशन में क्या क्या है हमारे पास। पोस्टीरियर लेशन में हमारे ये जो अगर राइट से देखते हैं, ओके, यहाँ पे कहीं ये दिख रहा है ट्यूब, which because it has more to, it has to go to the stomach which is on the left side, so थोड़ा सा शुरू से ही राइट से लेफ्ट को चलता जाता है। So over here somewhere will be the esophagus, और इसके हमारे पास पीछे क्या होगा, ये posterior intercostal nerves and vessels होंगे, जो हमारा उधर से एजाइगस हेमिजाइगस वेन्स होंगे, लेफ्ट साइड से जो राइट में जा रहे हैं, ट्रिब्यूटरीज उसका। और क्या हो सकता है? वर्टिब्रे हो गया, the vertebral column. So those will be structures related to posterior to the esophagus. So अब इसके लेफ्ट साइड पे क्या पड़ा है वो देखते हैं। What are the structures on the left side of the esophagus? So in the superior mediastinum we have this. So superior mediastinum को देखें तो यहाँ we have the arch of aorta, and of course arch of aorta है ऊपर पार्ट में, फिर हमारे यहाँ पे subclavian artery है, left subclavian artery, और एक और अभी स्ट्रक्चर याद कर लो, लेफ्ट thoracic duct, and of course over here rest of this will be the pleura and the lung, of course. So these are structures on the left side of the upper part of the esophagus, that is the arch of aorta, left vagus यहाँ पर आएगी, left thoracic duct भी यहाँ पर आ रही है to the left of the esophagus, thoracic duct, which I'll show you in a while. It's not visible now because deeper. So that is there. और एक चीज और है यहाँ पे हमने, I don't know, okay. All right, okay, all right. ये वाला डायग्राम फिर से देखते हैं फोटो, okay. Let me try if you can zoom this. Okay. So यहाँ से ये कि nerve आ रहा है, this is the arch of aorta. The arch of aorta यहाँ से is not well dissected as yet. So this is the vagus nerve which is coming over here. So vagus nerve का branch एक जो ऊपर जाएगा वापस, that is the called as the recurrent nerve. So left recurrent nerve will be related to this, to the left side of the esophagus, which will be deeper over here. So left recurrent nerve, very good. Okay. So thoracic duct is only above T5 to the neck. In above T5 to neck के बीच में ही हमारे पास ये left side पे, the thoracic duct. Okay. So the recurrent laryngeal nerve lies above, goes up, it lies between the trachea and the esophagus. All right. Posteriorly, it is related to the vertebral column, of course. अब हम बात करें राइट लैटरल पे क्या है, राइट लैटरल चलते हैं, ओके, राइट लैटरल, ओके, राइट लैटरल पे यहाँ पे, राइट लैटरल पे यहाँ पे रिलेटेड क्या चीज में होंगे? सो इज रिलेटेड टू राइट लंग एंड द प्लूरा बिकॉज इट इज मोर ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड। और यहाँ पे हमारे को ये चीज एक दिख रहा है, क्या चीज है ये? This big vein on the left side on the posterior thoracic wall, that is the azygous vein. Very good. So azygous vein. So azygous vein हमारे इस यहाँ पे esophagus clearly बिल्कुल भी नहीं दिख रहा है. Let me try another diagram. Okay. यहाँ पे okay, not this, not this, not this. इसमें हमारे को ये दिख रहा है esophagus. So azygous vein यहाँ पर है. This is the azygous vein. This is where you can see. You can see how much it is to the left side, the esophagus. So this is the azygous vein, which will be to the right of the esophagus. Okay. और हमारे पास है एक ये चीज दिख रहा है हमारे यहाँ पे लेफ्ट राइट प्रिंसिपल ब्रोंकस भी इधर आ जाएगा. ओके. और क्या चीज है राइट साइड पे, और क्या चीज है? हमने एक बात कर रहे थे थोरासिक डक्ट की. तो थोरासिक डक्ट हमारा इसोफेगस के पीछे, पहले राइट पे होता है, वो यहाँ पर पीछे ऑलमोस्ट पीछे ही आ जाता है इससे. It has a very long course behind this esophagus. So it is more of a posterior relation to thoracic duct. Is more on the posterior side, the posterior relation of the esophagus, thoracic duct. Okay. So that is about the esophagus. So फिर इसका एक abdominal part भी होता है. So abdominal part के बारे में मैं ज़्यादा नहीं कर रहा, but so we can please see this. So it passes through this opening. Sorry. So ये हमारा esophagus यहाँ कहीं है. This is the esophagus. So esophagus has this turn. पहले ये थोड़ा सा right को आता है, left को आता है, फिर ये थोड़ा right को turn करता है, फिर ये वापस left को turn करता है. So this has this sinuous course of the esophagus, and it pierces the diaphragm, and it has a muscular opening. The दो crura हैं diaphragm की, जो अभी हमने देखे भी थे. The two crura of the diaphragm. Let us see it again. यहाँ पर शुरू में देखे थे दो crura. हाँ ये. So this is the two crura of the diaphragm. This is the esophagus. This is what we are watching from below. So this is how it comes through this opening. So we have this opening, and then this is going to turn to the left side. So this is where the stomach will be located. So this is that part of the esophagus I was trying to tell you, that it has a part which is below the diaphragm also. So this we call as the abdominal part of the esophagus. So this is going to turn to the left side and open up into the stomach. So quickly telling you about the mechanisms of how the food which is going to the stomach because of intra-abdominal pressure is not being pushed back into the esophagus but continues to be there in the stomach. So there are two mechanisms. One is that simple, that there is an angle. There is an angle which is going to be straight to the left. So because it's an angle, this angle helps in closure of this. Helps in closure of the opening or the esophageal opening, and this is and this angle we have few muscles which are this angle, which is not very effective, but at this place we have the two mechanisms which are there. The circular muscles of this surrounding the tube is thickened, and that is called as a lower esophageal sphincter. So this sphincter is usually kept closed by the contraction of muscle, and whenever the food has to go down, only that time, or the vomiting has to happen from the stomach up, only that time this sphincter is opened. Otherwise, this is always constricted and is closed. So it relaxes only when the food has to go down. So that's when the muscles contract, this opening is going to open. So then another mechanism is the external sphincter, which is provided by this muscle of the diaphragm, which keeps it pulling towards one side and helps to form us encircling the muscle, and this is called as the right crust of the diaphragm. The right crust of the diaphragm forms a sling, and this is what is called as the okay, this is from below. This is the right crust of the diaphragm. This is the forming a sling. We are watching from below and behind. So ये हमारा right side. So that's why you can see this is the esophageal opening to the right, and this is the vena cava to the left, and the vena cava opening to the right. So this is the left side. So this is how the left crust of the diaphragm forms a sling around this and forms another mechanism which acts as a lower esophageal sphincter. So there are two mechanisms. One is a muscle in the wall of the esophagus, the other is the sling of the diaphragm. So that is one content of the posterior mediastinum. That is the one content of the posterior mediastinum, that is the esophagus. Now, the longus colli, of course, will be a muscle which will be related to the anterior surface of the vertebrae, along with the ligaments which are attached, the anterior long ligaments of the vertebrae. Now, the esophagus. Interesting thing about esophagus, one thing more, is that it has some constrictions along the course of its length from beginning till the end, and these constrictions are said to be at few places where I'll tell you where. So the first constriction, which is said to be from the level of the upper reference point, is the upper incisor teeth, and it's said to be about 15 centimeters from the upper incisor teeth, and that is called the that is at the beginning where it begins. That's first constriction. The second constriction is where the arch of Vater is going to cross this, which is about 22.5 centimeters from the incisor teeth. 22.5 centimeters. And the third constriction is where the left bronchus is going to cross this. So which should not be very far from here. So that is about 27.5 centimeters. So this was 15. Now these all are distance from the inside the teeth. All right, inside the teeth. So 15 centimeters, 22.5 centimeters, 27.5 centimeters, and the last one is where it enters the diaphragm. That is at the level of, that is the vertebral level, of course, you know, it's T10. And this is at distance about 40 centimeters, 40 centimeters from the inside the teeth. All right. See, the length of the esophagus is 25. So 25 is from this point to this point. 25 is not from this point to this point. So these distances on constriction, we are counting it from this. These dimensions or information is very important, because whenever we have to insert a tube from through the oral route, the reference point becomes this, and this is how we know that if this much length of the tube has gone, so this might be reaching at this point in the tube. So that's why these are very important landmarks. So in case you forget, the easier way to remember is 6, 9, 11, and 15 inches. You can convert into centimeters to get the centimeters. 6 inches from the inside the teeth, 9 inches from the inside the teeth, 11 inches from the inside the teeth, and the 15 inches, 16 inches from inside the teeth. So that is how it is: 6, 9, 11, and 16. Right. So that is about esophagus. Blood supply we're going to talk about a little later. Okay. Then we quickly come to the other content, that is the thoracic aorta. Okay. Now the aorta, which is there, you know a lot about aorta already. That how the aorta is formed, and how, from the arch of aorta, we have a part called arch of aorta. Then we have the ascending aorta, and then we have this. So we have the ascending aorta, then we have the arch of aorta, and the descending thoracic aorta. So we are principally interested in the thoracic part of the aorta, after it has given out the 3 branches. So okay, so in this diagram, what you can see is how the arch of aorta arising. So this is posterior, this is anterior. This is how the arch of aorta, and this is the descending thoracic aorta coming down. So relations are easy to understand. Anteriorly and above, we have the, what do we have? यहाँ पे आगे क्या है इसके? आगे हमारे पास ये क्या चीज हो गया? What are these things? So structures forming the root of the lung, left lung. So whatever that is there in the root of the left lung will be there anterior to the descending thoracic aorta. Very good. So then we have और ये भी tube है ना, अभी तो हमने बात किया. That's what is this tube? The esophagus. So esophagus also lies anterior to this. Okay. So all the structures forming the root of the lung, there is pulmonary artery, left bronchus, pulmonary vein, bronchial arteries, and the esophagus are all anterior to the. और ये फ्रेनिंग नर्व भी तो जा रही है आगे से ना. This is actually it is sagging downward, but फ्रेनिंग नर्व भी हो गया आगे anterior to the root of the lung. Okay, so this is arch of aorta, descending thoracic aorta, and posterior relation में क्या होगा? Posterior relation में हमारा vertebral column ही हो गया बस खाली, और हमारे पास वो हो गया अलग hemizygous zygous veins, because zygous is also going to turn to the left side, right side, yeah, left side. या नहीं करेगा. Okay, so हमारा excess zygous and hemizygous veins हो गया. So those are structures related to the posterior part of the. And then what is on the left side? Left side में हमारा pleura हो गया, lung हो गया, और right side में हमारे पास क्या होगा? Towards the right side, in the upper part is the esophagus. All right, and it has also to go down, and it is going to the, because it has to go into the abdomen, so it will be, let's see that picture. Okay, it has to go down, and then it will be going down into the abdomen. You can see this is how the aorta is going down into the abdomen by passing through the it will be going down. So as you can see this picture, this is how this is aorta. This was the esophagus going down. You're watching from above. This is the diaphragm. This goes down. So actually, it goes behind, passes the abdomen by passing behind the diaphragm. This is an opening, and if I can show you the opening, this is the opening over here from the sides. Okay, let us see that. Okay, see, this is what we are looking the diaphragm from below and behind. So this is the right side. This is this is the we are watching from below. Below we are watching from below. So ये right side है और ये left side है. नीचे से देख रहे हैं. This is the right side. This one is the right side. So these are the two pools of the diaphragm. This is the two pools of the diaphragm, and what you can see is this. This is the posterior attachment of the diaphragm. So they can make out that this is an aorta which is behind the diaphragm actually. So this is an opening through which the aorta passes along with other structures. What you can greenish structure which you can see is this. This is the thoracic duct which we are going to talk about. So the thoracic duct passes through this. Okay. So let's quickly coming to the branches or from this which are going to come. So we have the branches from the aorta. In the aorta we have these branches which are going to go, which are going to supply the pericardium. So whatever that is nearby is going to be supplying that. So one of course is the pericardial branches which to supply the posterior surface of the pericardium. Then we have the bronchial arteries. See, right side we have only one bronchial artery which arises from the third posterior intercostal artery. So third posterior intercostal artery kiski branch hai? If you remember, we had talked about all posterior intercostal arteries are branches from all posterior intercostal arteries are branches from descending thoracic aorta except first two. Very good. First two because they arise from yeah, one from the costocervical trunk, one from the superior intercostal artery. Very good. Superior intercostal artery. Very good. So first, second वाले तो वहां से आगे बाकी हमारे जो posterior intercostal arteries जो हमारे यहाँ पर आएंगे वो हमारे descending thoracic artery हैं. So the third posterior intercostal artery right से आती है जो कि यहाँ पर देखते हैं right वाले side पर. Okay, यहाँ पे दिखाई देगी third posterior. ये हमारा arch of aorta है. सर यहाँ पे कहीं ये हमारा arch of azygous vein है. We are watching from the left right side. So this is where the arch. So this is a T4 level. So T4 है तो कहीं यहाँ पर हमारा third posterior intercostal artery होगा. So उसके बाद ये वाली जो arteries है, this is the artery posterior intercostal artery. These are the branches from the descending thoracic. So ये जो हमारी third posterior intercostal artery है, ये हमारा right side पे bronchial artery देगा जो एक है. Whereas on the left side, the left bronchial artery, there are two in number. They arise from the descending thoracic. So bronchial artery हमारे आएगी जो कि हमारा descending thoracic aorta से आती है. There are two in number. And they arise from the descending thoracic aorta, two bronchial arteries which will enter the hilum of the lung and supply the parenchyma of the lung. Whereas the right side, we have only one bronchial artery which arises from the right third posterior intercostal artery, which in fact arises from the aorta as well only. All right, so these bronchial arteries, they run posterior to the left bronchus. जो हमारा bronchus है यहाँ से posteriorly bronchus चलेगा light और supply करेगा parenchyma of the lung को. Then it will supply the give of esophageal branches also. Mediastinal branches देंगे to the lymph nodes which are present here. Branches होगा diaphragm को जो कि नाम होगा phrenic artery. So these are the branches from the aorta so far. Aorta के branches किया pericardial branches, bronchial arteries, और क्या किया हमने? Esophageal arteries, mediastinal arteries, phrenic artery. और important branches जो अभी हमने बात किया था posterior intercostal arteries, no? Posterior intercostal arteries, the 9 pair of posterior intercostal arteries, right? So these are the branches. Then we have a branch which is the dorsal branch, which goes as this posterior intercostal artery, which is entering the intercostal space between the innermost and the internal intercostal muscles. में enter करेगा posterior intercostal artery, as you can see it entering here. The beautiful videos which will be shown to you today, and after that we can see this artery, and यहाँ से ये branch जाएगा जो पीछे चले जाएगा back में, and जो back में जा रहा है उस वो will supply the muscle of the back and skin of the back, and also में से एक branch जो कि हमारा जाता है vertebral bodies को भी supply करता है, so they call vertebral branches. So those are the branches from the posterior intercostal arteries or the यहाँ से निकलेगा और posterior intercostal artery के साथ साथ हमारे निकलेगा dorsal branches which are going to supply go behind. So they run behind between the necks of the adjoining ribs and they pass posteriorly और इसी से स्पाइनल ब्रांच है जो कि हमारा वर्टिब्रल कॉलम में घुस जाएगा और स्पाइनल कॉर्ड को भी सप्लाई करेगा. सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ब्रांच which will supply the spinal cord also and the back also. और यहाँ से हमारा निकल रहा है posterior intercostal artery and if you remember there is a collateral branch. So दो arteries निकलेंगे, posterior intercostal artery और जो जाएगा उसके upper part में intercostal space के and the collateral branch which is going to travel in the upper margin of the or the lower margin of the intercostal space. Right, so intercostal space का यहाँ पर हमारे को एक collateral branch है और उसका inferior rib के नीचे चल रहा है हमारा the main branch. So this area is very critical if you are operating from behind. अगर यहाँ पे हम देखो area, so these arteries are coming from somewhere in this region. aorta से निकल रहे हैं, यहाँ पीछे जा रहे हैं यहाँ पे. So that is why ये हमारा posterior intercostal artery जब कोई operation करना है तो this is a very area where you should not put in a needle here because these are the arteries which are entering and this place. So if you have to operate on the intercostal space, you have to be little lateral to the midline so that you don't cause injury to the posterior intercostal arteries which are right close to the vertebral column. Your vertebral column, your ribs दिख रहे हैं यहाँ पर. Okay. All right. So this is about this. Then it will supply some muscular branches to the muscles. Bronchial artery की हमने बात कर लिया जो right third posterior intercostal से आ रहा है. All right, so then we come to the next content of this structure, this region, which is अभी हम दो बात किया thoracic aorta and the diaphragm. Esophagus. अब बात करते हैं thoracic duct का. Now, thoracic duct is an interesting duct, which is the main lymphatic channel of the main lymphatic channel है हमारा body का. So it will be draining most of the thing about this, and something which is not right about this thoracic duct is that drains whole of the body except for the upper right quadrant. That is the right part of the thoracic cavity, head and neck, and the right upper limb. Uske alawa, the whole of the body is going to drain through this duct and finally drain into the junction of where this left interjugular and the left subclavian vein drains join. So that is where it is going to go and drain. So this is where. So this is actually about the length of this बहुत लंबा है. Can you guess the length of this tube? We are talking about the thoracic duct, the greenish, bluish greenish cheese जो दिख रहा है. Let me get the numbers. 45, 45, 70. I think very good guess. 50 बहुत अच्छा है. 70 is long. क्योंकि हमने देखा था esophagus यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक हमारा वो था 25 सेंटीमीटर तो वही था. So ये 25 का थोड़ा सा कोर्स यहाँ से शुरू हो रहा है, abdomen से शुरू हो रहा है. And has curving over here. So length is about 45 centimeters. Maximum is about 45 centimeters, from 35 to 45 centimeters. And it extends from here. That is a यहाँ पर एक dilated tube है, which is called as a cisterna chyli. Cisterna chyli. Let me see if I can type. Cisterna chyli. It's called cisterna chyli. Cisterna chyli. Cisterna chyli. Okay. So this dilated part is called cisterna chyli. Cistern is a dilated, chyli means the chyme, the lymph, right? Okay. So cistern is a place where something can get collected. So cisterna chyli. So this cisterna chyli and actually is formed by multiple lymphatic channels in the abdomen. This is abdomen because we are saying L2 vertebra. Abdomen is only till T12. So this is at the level of T12, L2 vertebra. You can see this is a T12 vertebra. This is L1 is L2. So we are in the posterior thoracic wall, posterior thoracic wall and posterior abdominal wall. So it traverses because it's like close. Let me see if I have a diagram. Okay. एक और diagram देखते हैं. Let's bring it here only. This one and this one. Yeah. We can bring this here. Okay. Okay. Now look at this. Now this is the T12 vertebra, and ये हमारा है aortic opening, and these are the two crura of the diaphragm. This is the posterior thoracic abdominal wall. So this is where it's going to pass into the abdomen, thorax from below up. So so this cisterna chyli, which is there, is formed by union of multiple venous channels in the abdomen, which are draining the abdomen, and it gets collected towards this, and then it forms a channel tube. And this tube is highly beaded because of the many valves it has along its course. Then it ascends up and enters the so posteriorly it lies overlying the right is almost in front of the vertebrae, body of the vertebra, and it traverses the diaphragmatic opening, which we saw just now. Traverses the diaphragmatic opening, that is the aortic opening, and once it is there in the thorax, it is between the descending thoracic aorta, which will be over here. So descending thoracic aorta is close by, no? उसी opening से pass कर रहा है, और ये वाला एक ये कौन सा structure है? That is the azygous vein, right? So azygous vein के ये, so this is how this is going up, and so to its right is the azygous vein, to its left is the, because aorta is more like this, it's coming like this. So aorta will be, to begin with, it is anterior to the this duct, but as it goes up, it becomes it comes to lie between the aorta on the left side and the azygous vein on the right side. So that's how it ascends up, and almost at the level of T5 vertebra. So that is another important structure happening, change happening, or event happening at the T4 vertebral angle. It turns towards the left side. It turns towards the left. And this is at the level of T5 vertebra. It is inclines to the left and is going to enter into, so T5 से ऊपर मतलब ये पहुंच गया into superior mediastinum. So it is superior mediastinum, enters superior mediastinum, and in a sense it causes the thoracic inlet also. So ये हमारे पास arch of aorta था. So उसके branches हैं, ये हमारा left common carotid and left scapulae vein. So it arches like this, ascends in the thoracic inlet, and then along the left border of the esophagus, यहाँ भी trachea है, इसके पीछे esophagus है. So it comes to lie the left side of the esophagus, यहाँ पर. So it was behind the esophagus in this part. Then it comes to the left side of the esophagus in the upper part, in the almost in the neck part, and ascends, and then it goes lying lateral to the level of C7 vertebra पहुंच गया, and then it is going to, this is the left common carotid. It goes posterior medial to the left common carotid and comes in front of the right subclavian and drains into the junction of the internal jugular vein and the right subclavian vein. So this is whole course and determination over the thoracic duct. So it has a part in the abdomen, it has a part in the thorax, and it has a part in the neck as well. So, so this is what we are talking about. These were the lumbar trunks. They are called lumbar trunks, which are going to drain into this. Lumbar trunks and intestinal trunks, which drain into this. So, which form a confluence, we form the tributaries of this, forms it in the L2 vertebral body of the L2 vertebra. And then it ascends up, it has the mediastinal lymph nodes draining into this. And then finally, the left, we have a left subclavian trunk opens into this before it joins the, drains into this. And we have the left jugular trunk also, left subclavian trunk also, which drains into this. So that is about the thoracic duct. Now that we have a lot of time, we have to discuss about sympathetic chain and the vagus also. So when we can do it, demonstrations today, and let me quickly tell you about the vagus, and then we can move on to your demonstration. See, vagus is simple. So vagus is a cranial nerve, 10th cranial nerve, if you remember. And it has a very important course along with the esophagus. So vagus is a cranial nerve, 10th cranial nerve, which comes out from the cranial cavity. And this vagus nerve will have a lot of its course along with the this, as you can see, it comes down, lies between the trachea and the esophagus. This is the vagus, right vagus, and goes behind the root of the right lung. And then the right vagus within the neck is going to give the right recurrent branch, which ascends up and on the left side, this is the left vagus coming like this, left vagus, and goes behind the hilum of the lung, root of the lung, and then gives a branch which ascends up, that is the left recurrent nerve. So this quickly, but I think 2 minutes, quickly, they can revise it with the batch teachers also. Now this is right vagus nerve. You can take a paper and pen, note it down. The right vagus nerve, along with the T2 to T5 sympathetic nerves, the right vagus nerve, along with the T2 to T5, this is the trachea and behind that is esophagus. Between T2 to T5, T2, T3, T4, T5, maybe T6 also, the nerves, they join. And they also form join. So right vagus nerve along with the T2 to T5 sympathetic nerves, they form the right posterior pulmonary plexus, which goes behind these esophagus, goes behind the esophagus. And it also gets contribution from the left vagus. So I'm repeating, the right vagus goes behind the root of the right vagus, right lung. It joins the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth sympathetic nerves, and a branch from the left vagus also forms the posterior, or also called as the left vagal trunk, which lies behind the esophagus, forms the left vagal trunk. Whereas, sorry, this was the, I'm so sorry, this was the situation for the, let's quickly talk about the right vagus first. Okay, I told you about, okay, it's almost the same, but the difference being the right vagus joins with the T2 to T4, it doesn't go T2 to T4 sympathetic nerves, and in front of it, the right vagus goes in front of the esophagus. Right vagus goes it's okay. Let me repeat again quickly. Right vagus joins T2 to T5 sympathetic nerves, joins the left vagus, becomes the posterior vagal trunk, whereas the left vagus goes behind the root of the right lung, root of the left lung, and joins the left. It is going to join the branch from the right vagus and will form the left vagal trunk. So this was the right vagal trunk and the left vagal trunk. So this is how the two vagal trunks are formed, which I can show you, which will be shown in the specimen today with the table teachers. So that is all for today, and you can quickly start your demonstrations. Thank you. And whatever that is left, we'll try to cover it in the next class. Don't worry. That is the sympathetic chain and more about the vagus nerves, which will be clearer to you after you've done this. Thank you.